Here's one way you make an effort. Schedule your own study time. Don't just see whenever it happens on a weekend. Schedule it yourself.
Back to this core of what is a human being, because as you answer that question, you're going to answer the ethical questions that follow. You're going to answer how should I act with these types of things. And if your definitions of human being are flawed, your interactions with human beings are going to be flawed.
The AHEAD Leadership Program meets twice a month during the school year, and the kids come at 11 in the morning, and we have a class for an hour, which the freshmen generally do just really basic study skills and time management, how to get the most out of their day so that they can get their studies done and also be involved at school, playing sports and doing things at home. With the sophomores, from there we move on to more things like public speaking and philosophical things like logic, how to think clearly, and we have them do speeches because first it's like essay writing, that they have ideas, and then that they be able to present their ideas, and then we even do debating, that they have to defend their ideas in front of someone else. So we really want our graduates to really be confident people able to speak.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Oriana. In today's news, plans are in progress for a new football stadium in Los Angeles.
There's 5 characteristics of a goal. 1 is being specific. You need to have a specific goal, not just like, oh, I want to get a good grade. No, you need to be specific. I want an A on this test.
You have to be bound by discipline to be free to do stuff.
You learn new things every class, and it teaches you to prepare yourself for what comes in the future.
He makes us think ourselves and make us deduct almost like we're sleuths or detectives or what have you.
It's really about being a leader and being able to first start out by leading yourself, about where you want to lead your life, and then how to make an impact on other people.
They help you decide much better in your future what you want to be. It also helps me for my spiritual life, how to be a much better person.
After those kind of practical classes, we go to lunch down to like In-N-Out or Burger King in Westwood, and that's always a fun time for them. Then what we do is we come back and have a leadership talk for 10 minutes, which is always on like a virtue or character building strength that they can develop. For instance, we've done integrity, honesty, we've done respect for women, we've done things that should be on the mind of an adolescent, and yet they may not be getting from anyone else.
That's what integrity is all about, is that you stick to a code of values that is in your heart, and no matter where you are, if people are looking or if people aren't looking, you do the same thing.
I don't know about you, but my parents used to get stressed out about things getting done in the house, My mom always wanted, she wanted things clean, she wanted to make sure the dishes didn't pile up, she wanted to make sure that the laundry didn't pile up, she wanted to make sure that, everything was in order.
You're bringing out these different virtues, bringing them up at least, so the kid can think about them and, try to live integrity, try to live honesty.
After the leadership talk, we have a professional give a presentation on their career. And we've had doctors, lawyers, engineers, we've had firemen, we've had a manager who runs several In-N-Outs. And these people come and they describe how they got into their field of business, how they got into their profession, what kind of education that required. And really the whole idea is just to open the kids' minds. So, every other week they're getting an idea of a different profession, and they can really start planning what they might like to be and what it's going to take to get there.
So I was interested in electronics, and when I started going to colleges, they started saying, well, it's going to cost $1 gazillion to go. My parents didn't have the money. I didn't have the money. That's another barrier. What do? It's a life-defining moment for you.
You finally come to the conclusion this is the guy that did it. What are you going to do next?
Try to catch him.
Okay, you're trying to catch him, good, because he's not going to stand still, right? Okay. You eventually catch him. What are you going to do with him once you've caught him?
It gives them a vision of the adult world. As young teenagers, they're living in an alien planet, really, the adult world. And they know it exists and they have contact with it, but they are not part of it. Yeah, we're preparing them to be part of it.
After the professional talk, we have mentoring, which what we have is we have a group of volunteers, students from UCLA, USC, Loyola, and also young professionals who work in the area. And what they'll do is each kid is assigned to a mentor, and there's a regular relationship there where the mentor gets to know the student and really encourages them in their studies, in their things at home, you know, in whatever it is that may be on their mind that month or for those weeks. And they always set goals together and say, okay, these are the things that I'm going to work on.
That's really a core part of the program, the individual attention. So it's not just about classes and not just about interacting with a speaker in a group session, but at some point you have to get to an individual level, and the mentoring allows that.
And part of the reason I became involved in this is that I know when I was younger, I didn't have the positive role models within my own age group or just a little above that I wish I had when I was going through high school. I didn't know too many college students that were successful socially, that were successful with their school, with athletics, and with their spirituality.
A lot of times I can empathize with them. Like, I can see it from their perspective because I live in about the same time as they live in, and I live in the same struggles. We have the same ones. I had the same ones as a kid as they do.
When I first talked to members, like, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't really know them. I didn't know what to say or what they would think. But once you get to know them, it's like I can tell them anything.
I like the mentoring because it helps me follow and set my goals, and it also helps me review what goals I've accomplished since last I set them.
Before, my study habits weren't that great, but coming to the Tilden Study Center has really helped me concentrate better, especially during studying in all my classes.
What I notice is that he is mature. I feel like he's compassionate towards people. He doesn't criticize or he doesn't judge. I can talk to him and I feel like I'm talking to an old grown-up, and it's like, oh my God, he's only 16, and it's like, but he listens. He's I can talk to him like and before it wasn't like this.
Then after the mentoring, we play sports. And, you know, we go down to one of the local high schools and play football or basketball or soccer or hockey, you know, whatever it is that week. And I think the kids really enjoy that. They enjoy playing sports in an atmosphere where it's competitive and it's fun, but it's also friendly. Everyone is friends. It really is like playing with your big brothers, and, you know, it's a lot more family-oriented than kind of in the schoolyard where people may be a little more antagonistic or ego-driven. And after that, we come back, and by 4 o'clock, it's done. The parents are here picking up their kids.
I'm very pleased. I'm very grateful for this this program, and I wish I knew it. I knew about it before for my older son.
Don't you know we're talking about a revolution? It sounds like a whisper. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution, it sounds like a whisper. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution, it sounds. Poor people gonna rise up and get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Don't you know